As you can see, I've been experimenting with first wort strainering on this batch, so we'll see how that affects the flavor. Beer viewers, it's Brewday, as you just saw. Well, hopefully you just saw. Yeah, I just got a boil going on what I am calling double brown something. Well, it's gonna have a different name, but I'll get to that. But it's basically well, it's either gonna be a brown ale if it turns out relatively light brown, or a double brown stout if it turns out a little bit darker. So it's a beer with a lot of brown malt in it. Many videos ago, I got a big bag of brown malts because I tried it in a beer and I really liked the flavor, so I wanted to bump that, put even more in. So this beer it's pretty much just 2-row oats, and then brown malt. Yeah, it's something like 12-15% brown malt in there. So I'm really gonna get the, there's a little bit of crystal in there, light crystal, but yeah, so we're really gonna be getting the brown malt through on that. And I don't know, Beersmith says it's going to be kind of lighter, like brown ale range, but it looks like in the kettle, you could see how dark it was in the kettle. It looks kind of double brown porter stout maybe territory. I don't know, I have to look up what to call it on BJCP, or I'll just call it whatever I want. But the real star of this beer is these. Finally getting around to, I can't see my mouth anymore, that creeps me out. Finally getting around to using the Phoenix hops. So if you don't remember, these are the chocolate hops. Yeah. So Phoenix is a relatively newer-ish British hop. And let's see, I got on my phone here quick the description of these hops. On the website I bought them from, chocolate was like this, hops that taste like chocolate. So here's the official description from the grower. Phoenix has an excellent fresh flavor characteristics that include pine, floral, chocolate, molasses, and a slight spiciness. So yeah, that sounds really cool. That sounds like it's begging to be in a darker-ish beer. I didn't want to go full-on stout with this. I didn't want to mix in any dark malt, any like roasted barley or black malt. I really want these hops to kind of add these hops and the brown malt to be the flavor, because that sounds like it'll be an awesome flavoring for kind of a brown ale-ish brown beer. I'm also adding most of the hops in late. I am not doing a bittering addition because I'm going to keep this really kind of low brown ale porter bitterness on this, and I want the hops to be mostly flavor. So we're doing I'm doing a 10-5, and then I'm gonna do a whirlpool. I don't know, actually the whirlpool is where most of the IBUs are gonna come from too. We're going with about 25-30 IBUs on this, depending on what comes out in the whirlpool. But yeah, I'm excited. I'm gonna open these up, and I'll pop the camera back on when I get to give them a sniff and see what they smell like. Exciting. All right, there you have it. I have my 3 additions out, weighed out. Did I mention that I bought this? I got it, I don't know, a couple months ago. So my wife calls it my drugs scale. It's just one of those. Yeah, I bought it from China for like, I don't know, wasn't that expensive, but my kitchen scale was kind of finicky when it came to small amounts of hops, so I got this more sensitive one so I could be a little more precise. Yeah, but let's ooh. I bet that was a fun little transition. Let's get you set down here. Somehow, probably should have done a jump cut there. I am sorry. Sorry you're bouncing around so much. All right, let's get a smell on these. Oh, wow. Oh, you know what? Well, it's definitely kind of, yeah, spicy. Where's the bag at? Maybe the bag will be a bit more concentrated. Yeah. They smell, I get that spicy, but not like, not crazy spicy like some of the other like British type hops. Definitely spice, definitely yeah, molasses. I could say that I smell a little bit of molasses. Yeah, I do. I get some, yeah, some sweet molasses down there. And then some pipe tobacco. I smell, reminds me a little bit of pipe tobacco. That smells really interesting. I'm looking forward to getting that in the beer. All right. Speaking of which, that's when I'll be back. Hey, welcome to the shower. Running off the beer into the fermenter here. Let's take a look inside. Looks pretty nice and clear in there. So you can see it maybe a little bit better here. The color is not that dark. So I think that we are going to go with brown ale on this. Yeah, we're going to go with Phoenix brown ale here. But the hops smell really nice. Not exactly like cookies or anything chocolatey, but you know, nice enough. And yeah, another successfully, pretty relatively short and uneventful brew in a bag, Brewday on the Grainfather. Yeah, so I'll see you when I update this when I'm drinking it, I guess. Or maybe I'll pop back. I gotta check the gravity. I don't completely trust the refractometer reading that I took, so I'm gonna do a hydrometer. So I'll be back for that. Yeah. Hello. I'm actually sitting in a chair using my leg as a tripod. Safe. This decision brought to you by going to Beer Town. But let's take a look. Let's let me pull my gravity sample here. I pitched the yeast already, USO 4. So we're going with some British ale yeast. Yes, I love you, Brewtech fermenter. Look at that color. It's a nice color. It's clearer than I thought it was going to be, and it's in between lighter than I thought and darker than I thought, so it's okay. All right, let's lift up and see what we've got here. Oh yeah. Well, looks to me like, come on, focus. Focus here. Focus here. There we go. Looks to me like about 1050, 1052. Yeah, it's above 10. It's just a little bit above the line, so I'm gonna go with 1052. That's really, really bad efficiency. That's really weird. I don't know. I'm gonna have to. Oh, hey, come on now. Wow. Come on, focus. Yeah. Wow. That was weird. So I don't know what's going on. My refractometer, it said that I hit the numbers dead on. Pre-boil, it said pre-boil was 1055, and then the hydrometer sample now is saying that the post-boil OG is 1052. That seems like really, like, I know that my I calibrated the refractometer. As far as I know, I calibrated it properly, so now I don't know which one to believe. I'm gonna have to calibrate both, or I'm gonna have to check both with some distilled water and see which one's out of whack. But the original gravity, Beersmith said that the original gravity was supposed to be 1062, I think. So we're 10 points low, if the hydrometer is correct. But I don't know if something might have happened to this hydrometer and it might have gotten out of calibration, or just out of whack. It's old. It's really old. So I don't know. Anyway, I will maybe drop a little card here and at the end, and if I find anything new out. But until then, see you. It's still going to be, I guess, beer. This is just going to be the difference between whether it's a session beer or not. All right. Cheers. Hey, quick addendum, because I also forgot to taste the wort. Here it is in the glass. Recalibrated everything. Realized that my trial jar is a little too short to do proper calibrations in, so I got something long enough that I could calibrate the thing, you know, would actually go down to 1. And yeah, I found out that the hydrometer is probably about 2-3 points too low. It doesn't float right at 1 in distilled water. So recalibrated also the refractometer, which I still don't know, because the refractometer showed the sample I took pre-boil was at like 1056, 1057, and now when I take this sample with the refractometer, it shows 1055, 1056. So I don't know. I'm gonna go with that. If it was showing 1052 on the hydrometer, it's 3 shy. I'm gonna go with it's about 1055, maybe 1056. So I don't know. Mystery. I should just throw out all that stuff and buy new, I guess. It's been knocked around too much. But let's taste this thing. Oh, it's got a much lighter bitterness than than an IPA. Wow, it's got, oh man, yeah, it does have a nice, like, kind of molasses, like dark molasses and chocolate type flavor. Oh, that's gonna be good. A little bit of coffee in there. I'm really excited about this one. So, all right, cheers.